Alright, Enerlites Dimmer, model number is 59302, 120 volt dimmer for dimmable LED CFL incandescent halogen single pole or three-way, depending on how you wire it. So this is both sides of each. Flip it once, flip it again. Now you've seen each side. That's the top, that's the bottom. Fantastic. Alright, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, here they are. Now I broke off one set of the fins already. All right here. Because when you put them in together, they won't fit. So you have to break off the sides of the fins when you're putting it in. Well, in my case, let me rephrase that. So, for my particular use, two dimmers in one location in one single box, yeah, you have to break off the fins for them to fit. If you don't, then you don't have to worry about it. You can just slap it right in the box and you're ready to go. It's alright. Basically, the wiring instructions are pretty straightforward, and this is a single pole application. This is for the three-way, so it's not really overly difficult either way you look at it. The multi-gang, just like I was saying before, you're gonna have to break off the inside of the tabs. So if you're doing 2 or 3 switches or more inside of a box, you're probably gonna have to break off some tabs. But still, it's at 150 watts for LED CFL, so you know, you're not really doing too bad, because you shouldn't even hit that much unless you've got, I don't know, 50 or 60 LEDs on the same light, but hopefully you're not using that for your home. And this is a combination, so you know, do what you will with it if you're using whatever, LED, CFLs, halogens. You're using all three, I don't know what to tell you. But pretty straightforward. You've only got 4 tabs, and this one is actually labeled for you, so that way you can't put so much of a mistake on it. Oops. Basically, you just have to remember the one that's written is for 3 wires only. Or 3-way, not 3-wire. So basically, if you're using single pole, you've got these 3 wires. You don't need to worry about the one with the sticker on there. If you're using a 3-way pole, then yeah, you're gonna have to use this one and the others. Now, me personally, I had no luck on the 3-way switch. I tried it both single pole and 3-way. The 3-way did not work whatsoever. And what I mean by not working is it would dim, or it would just turn the light off. It wouldn't do, if I had used the 3-way switch, the single just on-off switch, the dimmer would not work. It would just go to the default setting, and that was the bottom line. Whereas typically what you're going to do is you're going to adjust it like halfway, and your light's going to stay like that no matter which switch you hit. And I don't mean 2 different dimmers. I mean a switch and a regular switch and a dimmer. So that way it'll actually come back to this exact setting every time. These particular ones, maybe it's just me, I don't know. Anytime I had this in the same application, instead of coming to this default setting, it would be at the either completely total maxed out, or it wouldn't come on at all. Which I thought, okay, that's just a simple wiring issue. As it turns out, it was actually the switch that I was using causing this issue. So once I replaced the switch with one that was a little bit more, I guess, liked by the Enerlites switch here, it would either turn it on, turn it off. The dimmer on these dimmers themselves would not work 3-way or not. When I removed the three-way switch and just went back to single pole with these two, the dimmers started working again. No issues, no problems. That's just me. I don't know. These are good for... I had 8 LEDs on there. Not real bad. Can't complain. I had 6 on one, 2 on the other one. Worked really good. Can't complain until I moved a chair sitting right beside these 2 switches and started to hear a hum. And it's extremely low, but if you're in a chair sitting right beside the light switch, it gets annoying really fast. But then again, I noticed 6 months after, so I can only complain but so much. So if you're going to buy them, yeah, they're cheap dimmers, but I would not use them in a 3-way application whatsoever. Because then you're going to have to buy another switch. And when you buy that switch, you're going to find out it's probably not going to work with these types. So then you're going to buy another switch again. And then it's going to, oh, okay, it kind of works, but it doesn't always work. So you're going to buy another switch just to get it to be perfect like I did. $24 later in just single pole and 3-way switches. And it's kind of like, wait a minute, this isn't right. I'm just going to use 2 single poles and call it a day. So, Enerlites Dimmer switch. For a year, I used them, even with the hum, as the single pole application, not as a 3-way. For 6 months, I did it as a 3-way, and that just didn't work out well at all. Overall, for what I paid for just one switch, yeah, it's worth it. And like I said, for a 3-way switch, this is not worth it whatsoever. Alright, I hope this helps somebody out. Good luck.